The inferior angle of the scapula is often very easily palpated. Simply find the lowest point of the scapula and you have found the inferior angle. Make a small mark identifying this landmark. This landmark will come up again later in the course. The spine of the scapula runs along the superior aspect of the shoulder blade from the medial border and merges into the acromion, often at a slight angle. When mapping out the SI points, we need to be able to identify both the inferior aspect and the superior aspect of the spine of the scapula. I find it helpful to draw a dotted line for both of these landmarks. Remember, palpate firmly enough to feel these structures easily. Once you have the medial border, the inferior angle, and the spine mapped out, you can now start locating your points. Small intestine 11 has a complicated location, but just follow your landmarks. Identify the medial and lateral border of the spine, locate the halfway point, and make a mark on the inferior aspect of the spine at this halfway point. Very important, you are just underneath the bony aspect of the spine of the scapula. Then, locate the inferior angle, place a finger there. Now take this distance between these two landmarks and divide it into equal thirds. Small intestine 11 is located where the upper third meets the lower 2/3. Most should notice that this is often in the middle of the shoulder blade, right in the infraspinatus muscle, one of the 4 rotator cuff muscles. SI12 is located directly superior to SI11, just over the spine of the scapula in the supraspinatus muscle, also one of the 4 rotator cuff muscles. As for small intestine 13, some classic texts refer to a quick method that I don't particularly like. It's mentioned that small intestine 13 is often located midway between small intestine 10 and the spinous process of T2. Although this may work some of the time, people often make mistakes when locating T2, especially beginners. For small intestine 13, I much prefer the anatomical palpation method. Find the medial border of the scapula, find the spine of the scapula, and locate SI13 just superior to the spine, just lateral to the medial border of the shoulder blade. You will feel this nice little depression for SI13. This depression is in the supraspinatus fossa. The most important thing when needling SI13 is that you can guarantee that you are still on the shoulder blade. Given that the needling can be perpendicular, you do not want to make the mistake of being too medial and not having the protection of the shoulder blade under your needle. This could be a pneumothorax situation if you aren't careful.